แต่เวลา 14:30 น.
Welcome to another edition of Kiatpetch in collaboration with SKS Empire here at Siam Stadium in Omnoi, one of the most prestigious stadiums on the Bangkok circuit. So we've got an exciting lineup of fights today. We've got 4 traditional 5-round bouts for you. Our first bout is Sainati Warawut Tangrot versus Pandam Suwana Tankiri at 114 pounds. Our second bout today is Lukchang Krapalongki Petsomnuak versus Sidichai Sordechapan at 131 pounds. Our third bout for today is George Paranchai Break Compact versus Ratchat TN Muay Thai at 121 pounds. And our last bout for today is Killian or Udon versus Samit Jampabon at 101 pounds. So very exciting. We've got some pretty big names on the card today. People like George, who has been on the Bangkok circuit fairly regularly, and Sidichai Sordechapan, a pretty well-renowned fighter on the Bangkok Stadium circuit. Myself, Joe Comerford, joined by
Jimmy Burr. How's it going, everybody?
So here we have the tale of tape for the first bout of this afternoon. Sainati taking on Pandam. Sainati, 21 years of age with a height of 167 centimeters, 47 fights, 47 centimeters of reach.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and obviously Pandam in the blue corner. He is 20 years of age. He has a height of 170 centimeters, weighing 114.6 pounds, so just a little bit heavier than his opponent. Now, his reach here says 70, and his opponent's reach is 47.
I'm thinking that would probably be more the fight.
I hope so. Otherwise, this man is very, very long in comparison. He could stand in one corner and just use that jab. But we will see very soon. So right now, both opponents are indeed involved in the Y crew.
So a little bit of background information about these fighters. Sainati hails from the northern province of Chiang Rai. He's known for his aggressive Muay mat style. But with that, he's able to employ elbows. You know, traditionally Muay mat fighters are known for their heavy punches and low kicks. This is his first time in the 114-pound division. And it says here that he's been studying his opponent's aggressive style, and today he's looking to match it. And Pandam in the blue corner hails from Krabi province down south of Thailand. Fans have called him an exciting up-and-comer in the Muay Thai scene. He's been fighting in the provincial scene for a while and is now looking to make a statement on the stadium scene. He has an aggressive walk-forward style utilizing knees and kicks, and he hopes to match Sainati's Muay mat style with this aggressive kicking and kneeing style. So it's a pretty classic kind of puncher versus kneer kicker style matchup today, Jimmy. I'm looking forward to this one.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a battle of, I suppose, inside the clinch. If you've got that knee going for you and you're a big puncher, although you want to get up nice, close and personal to your opponent, if your opponent's good at delivering vicious knees, you've got to be very careful how long you stay inside the pocket for. So how long is he going to get inside? How long is he going to take on the back foot? I'm very excited for these types of matchups. I like the inside fighting game of Muay Thai, of course, but we're going to see how they adapt.
Yeah, I love a good puncher versus knee. Especially, I think Sainati is probably looking to get the job done within round 1 or 2. You know, the Muay mat fighters, they look for the knockout pretty early. And the Pandam, you know, aggressive clinch style will be looking to sort of sit back in round 1 and 2, maybe turn up the heat round 3 and 4, and stop Sainati in his tracks within the 3rd and 4th round, wear him down. So I'm very, very excited for this first bout.
Yeah, and very evenly matched in terms of the tail of the tape. You know, they're very similar in age. They're very similar in weight. I mean, the reach we're going to find out very soon, but in terms of height, weight, and age, they're all pretty much even, which is the most exciting style, because I like to see two people are almost evenly matched in terms of, you know, some of their attributes, but it's their styles that separate them. And as you know, styles make fights, and these are the most exciting ones for us. So almost similar in everything else, but styles are not. We're about to get started, Joe, for the first fight of the afternoon, and that is the bell for round number 1. Sainati taking on Pandam. Pandam in the blue shorts, Sainati in the red shorts. Both fighters now in the center of the ring, starting off a little bit slower than we imagined, but as we see in these first rounds, that's very common. A nice teep already by Sainati.
And again, Jimmy, you know, this is Sainati's first time in the 114-pound division. So this is a big step up for him. So it'll be interesting to see what he brings today.
Absolutely, yeah, when you're stepping up to a new weight. But as we say that, he looks crisp. He looks like he's in very much good shape. He doesn't look too dehydrated or anything. Both fighters are covered in sweat. It looks like they've had a good warm-up. So I think they're going to start off very slowly in this first round, get those reads on one another, and then come alive, possibly in that second and third round like you mentioned, Joe. Okay, as we see.
Pandam going for that leg kick early on, trying to puncture the tire, as they say in Thai.
And a nice switch side kick landed by Pandam very early on, just twisting that body around, getting that range. And Sainati doing a nice job of keeping that teep out. Rather than using a jab, he's almost just teeping to find his range. And there we see it again. And Pandam is attempting to catch that teep.
Good employment of fakes here as well. Just trying to get a read on their opponent. You know, as you were talking last week, the first and second round is just about uploading the information to the hard drive, getting a read on the opponent's weaknesses, and then capitalizing on it in the first and the third and fourth, rather.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, usually when you get into your corner as well, you're hoping that your corner is actually doing a good job of, you know, implementing some of those changes. And like we said, downloading that software, because you'll see things in the ring, but your corner are seeing it from another angle, so maybe they'll give you some better information. But we're seeing a very nice start by both fighters so far. Very active. Sainati on the back foot, and also Pandam on the back foot, so that it's kind of like a fencing match right now. Neither opponent wants to engage early.
Well, you can see Sainati is quite heavy on that back foot. So he looks like he's about to offload with a big leg kick. I can see him already. He's trying to load up that left hook and follow up with the leg kick. Pretty classic Muay mat style, Jimmy. That's the punch, low kick. There he is, straight for the outside.
As you said it came through, and it looks like you're right. Sainati almost working Pandam into a corner, but as we've seen, Pandam is very, very accurate with his kicks as well. He's already landed 2 head kicks in the first round, and now he's starting to push back on Sainati, but realizes very early there's no reason to do that. 15 seconds to go of round number 1.
And Pandam catches the kick and follows up with a big head kick right on Sainati's button to end the round 1. So fairly interesting around there. You know, not showing too much information. Some big leg kicks there from Sainati. Pandam on the back foot for most of the fight. But then at the end there, catching Sainati's kick, following up with that big whipping question mark straight over the top onto the button of Sainati's head.
Yeah, it was a very beautiful round, almost even in terms of shots landed. But towards the end, we did notice with the blue corner, he started just pushing forward, and then Pandam went for that question mark kick at the end, where you fake to the body with the kick, and then you bring it upstairs, almost like writing a question mark out, and it landed clean. It was a beautiful kick, but Sainati clearly has a chin, Joe.
Yeah, that's it. And, you know, as I said before, Sainati is looking to match Pandam's, Pandam's aggression today. And I think he did that in the first round, sort of pushing forward. And, fantastic round by both fighters. So there we see Sidichai Sordechapan in the blue there, holding one of the sponsor cards with alongside Lukchung Krapao Linky in the red. And, I've trained with Sidichai. He's a very, very, very cerebral fighter for such a young age. He's only about 16, 17. I remember seeing him fight at Ratchat not long ago. A very, very cerebral fighter. So here we are with some of the replays from that first round, Pandam versus Sinati. There's that beautiful high kick there from Pandam on the counter. And that catch following up with the question mark. So a bit of a granite chin there from Sinati. I'm looking
beautiful
forward
round. And we get into round number 2. Thank you everyone who has just joined us so far. In the red corner, we have Sinati taking on Pandam in the blue corner. A fast start already by Sinati, where he goes at the stab at the thigh of Pandam, trying to take his movement out. Like you said, Joe, he's going high and then delivering those nice low kicks very early on. But a very fast round so far. And Pandam is already firing haymakers and putting Sinati into the corner.
Sinati starting to edge forward now. I think he felt the sting of that last punch from Pandam. Oh, nice rear teep there to mitigate the distance. Going for the leg kick. Pretty classic Muay mat style, as I said before, trying to puncture that tire early.
So both fighters now just feinting one another with the punches, almost powwowing as we like to call it. They're just throwing that jab out there, not to necessarily engage, but just to try and set up a big kick to the body. Good
turn there by Pandam. Mitigate that forward aggression by Sinati. Oh, good return there by Pandam.
Sinati doing a very good job right now to read some of those kicks, but Pandam has been very accurate at the same time. And there we see a charging elbow attempted by Pandam, but Sinati, I think, is reading things very well here as well. But Pandam bouncing on his foot right now. It looks like Sinati is trying to set up those big low kicks, as you mentioned early on.
Well, he's reading them very well because he's using that cross block to his advantage, not allowing Sinati to land that leg kick straight onto the front leg.
The fight is engaged into the clinch right now. We will see those knees that we were talking about before the fight. But both fighters fighting for dominance, and a beautiful knee sent into the solar plexus by Sinati. Very nicely done. Both fighters break, and Sinati now pushing Pandam back towards the ropes, and he attempts a sweep and just lands a nice kick to the thigh.
Pandam on the back foot, eats a outside leg kick there. Oh, and I think Sinati smells blood. A bit of weakness on that front leg of Pandam because he's starting to leather it.
And we can see Sinati implementing the low calf kick as well, which really disrupts your movement. But Pandam just walking towards him with lefts and rights. But beautiful work by Sinati. Calf kicks are very rare to see in other sports, but in Muay Thai they implement them beautifully to slow your opponent's movement down. And we see it there again. Sinati now just going to town with these kicks, but Pandam is not giving up.
Big hacking elbow over the top. Pandam coming back with his own aggression.
Oh, and a nice jab gets through, but the referee, and that is the end of round number 2. A beautiful round, very accurate, very aggressive. We're going to see some action replays very soon, but a very exciting second round as predicted by the man Joe Comerford. But don't go anywhere, folks. We still have 3 more fights after this one.
So fairly action-packed round in that second round, picking up the pace, which we were expecting to see from that first one as they were downloading the information, trying to get a read on each other, but really picked it up there in the second. So Sinati and Pandam matching each other's aggression, very tit-for-tat in that second.
Absolutely, yeah, it was a very you give one, I give one, but I really like the way Sinati kept closing the distance on Pandam. Even though Pandam was very effective on his back foot, Sinati did a very good job just pushing the pace. But we are going to go to some adverts right now.
นี่ครับลูกช้างกระเป๋าลิงกี้ครับเปิดโอกาสให้กับสิทธิชัยส.เดชพันธ์ได้แก้มือล้างตาครับในช่วงนี้สนับสนุนโดย BS มวยไทยครับ BS มวยไทยเป็นค่ายมวยมาตรฐานระดับประเทศครับของคุณบุญสมขันมันขอบพระคุณเป็นอย่างสูงนะครับ BS มวยไทยค่ายมวยมาตรฐานระดับประเทศคู่แก้มือล้างตานะครับเดี๋ยวรอติดตามดูนะครับว่าวันนี้จะสางแค้นได้หรือว่าแค้นหนักกว่าเดิมนะครับแต่ตอนนี้ไปบนเวทีครับ
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are back and we're going to go into the third round very soon. where we have Sinati taking on Pandam. Let's get some action replays right now.
So there's that measuring of the distance there by Sinati, going for the leg kick. Great to see Pandam on the back foot, matching Sinati's forward aggression. There's that cross-block defense there, mitigating any of the puncturing of the tires, as they say in Thai, which is the hacking leg kicks. So here we are coming into the third round for this 5-round, 114-pound bout, our opening bout this afternoon.
Okay, so that is round 3, ladies and gentlemen. And a fast start by Pandam where he fires a right kick to the body, and we get into that clinch. But notice how Sinati has a nice bridge and just holds his guard. A very strong stance by Sinati. But third round, blue corner Pandam, red corner Sinati.
It looks like Pandam's skipping forward to try and engage into that clinch. I think Sinati is going to push off and try and go for that leg. And a good catch. Bit of a plow there. I thought a little bit of a late plow, but that's okay. Back to action in center ring.
And there we see Pandam coming alive, firing left and right kicks to the body of his opponent. And both fighters engage in a clinch. And notice how Sinati used a nice face guard to prevent any movement from Pandam. But I'm loving the control by Sinati in this fight.
And I think my crystal ball's pretty clear today, because Pandam is looking to get inside that clinch and utilize those knees. It's a pretty classic puncher versus Nia.
I love the word Nia. It's one of my favorite words so far for this match. And look at Sinati almost using the Cobra style, trying to fade his opponent with that right hand, and then throws a nice kick downstairs. But Sinati just feinting his opponent into the ropes, keeping him there, and Pandam charges forward and attempts the clinch, as we mentioned, and he's jumping in the air trying to get the clinch as well. The fighters now just screaming, the corners are screaming to get closer, and he eats a right hand by Pandam, a very accurate right hand.
And I think it could only just be moments before Pandam might go down. That leg, that front leg is looking very sore. You can see every time that Sinati goes for that front leg, he's wincing in pain. He's going to want to switch stance, or at least get inside the clinch range to mitigate the heavy leg kicks from Sinati. As I said, Sinati really wants to get the job done by the third round. He's going doubling up, tripling up.
You've read it right here, Joe. I think Pandam is trying to give it everything he can to get Sinati out there, because those leg kicks are hurting. Look at the difference, and a beautiful clinch so far, as Sinati does a good job to not allow Pandam to get anything off. And how long can Pandam last? And a charging knee misses.
Sinati on the forward march now, and that is the end of round 3.
What a round that was. A beautiful job and very well predicted by our man Joe. Those leg kicks, I didn't even see the damage they were doing, and then you saw the wince happening. Sinati, if you've seen his thighs in comparison to Pandam's, you'll notice why those legs are hurting. We're going to see some action replays very soon, but ladies and gentlemen, we are scheduled for 4 fights. This is the first one. We have 3 more coming up very soon.
And what a way to start the day. Round number 3, fireworks already. And as I predicted, Sinati would really be going for that front leg, and he smelt weakness in the air, because Pandam looked like he was on ice skates for a little bit of it, really buckling after the hacking of that front leg. So I'm expecting in the 4th, Pandam to just be marching forward, lifting those legs nice and high. Big long guard, try and wrap the lead arm around Sinati's head there and just wrench on the neck and try and knee him for a whole round.
I did like that Pandam didn't give up at any point when a lot of fighters would have gone down to those leg kicks, Joe, myself included, of course. And he just kept charging and going for the haymakers. He didn't once give up. He tried to put his opponent out. I love the tenacity. I love that heart in the fight. And we are in round number 4, ladies and gentlemen. And already we see a sweep by the opponent. And who landed on top there?
A beautiful sweep there from the clinch. Very reminiscent of Superbank, who built his career on some of those sweeps. So fantastic to see that kind of knowledge within the clinch.
Round 4 underway. Red corner, Sinati. Blue corner, Pandam.
And Sinati is not looking to play Pandam's game inside that clinch, just pushing, redirecting.
But it almost looks like Pandam isn't trying to set up anything to actually get on the inside. It looks like he's just march, and he does a nice dump on his opponent. Sinati goes to the floor.
No, he's looking to come up and rack those points by just taking Sinati to the canvas anytime he can with, you know, sweep employment.
A beautiful right hand sneaks through as we were saying that. And I love this by Pandam just marching forward, even though his legs are in absolute shreds.
I'd really love to see Pandam try and lift those legs up a bit higher and march forward, set up some of the step-up knees to try and mitigate Sinati's heavy punching.
And he goes for a corkscrew jab that just misses the target. And Sinati sends a right kick to the back leg of Pandam and a right hand to the chest of Pandam. And he is absolutely going to town right now on Pandam with these high kicks, low kicks.
Trying to get out of that pocket there. Sinati has him where he wants him.
I'd like to see Pandam try and set something up now. Feint with a jab, do something, try and do something to Sinati, because Sinati looks like he's got another burst of energy. He looks like he can keep going, and Pandam is now marching forward as Sinati dances around and evades the kick. Very nicely done by both of these fighters.
I think Pandam has a little bit of desperation in him. Oh! Big catch to dump there, sending Sinati straight to the canvas.
As you mentioned, Joe, it looks like that's what Pandam is going for. He's trying to rack up the points this way by just putting his opponent down as he attempts a tomahawk elbow then. And an elbow just sneaks through and grazes the cheekbone of Sinati as Sinati is now dancing around.
And in true fashion, Sinati is still going for that leg kick, trying to bait Pandam into the range for that leg kick.
As you see, Pandam is marching forward to him now, Joe.
And that is the end of round 4. What
Another exciting round.
What a turn of the tables, Jimmy. Now it looks like Pandam's trying to match Sinati's aggression.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, Pandam, the round before, I thought there's no way he's going to make it throughout a next round with those leg kicks. But it looks like somehow he found himself in that round and just thought, do you know what, I'm going to show you how to beat a bully. I'm going to bite down on my gum shield. I'm going to march forward, and I'm going to do anything I can. And I think he put his opponent down 3 times with slams, right?
Yeah, that's right, Jimmy. You know, that's pretty textbook Muay Thai right there. How do you beat a puncher at their own game? Close down the distance, grab them, throw them to the canvas, bully them down, wear them down with knees, throw them to the canvas. Because you know what? It employs a lot of energy to get back up off the ground. You know, and it takes a lot of perseverance to get through about 3 of those.
Well, yeah,
those
once
big
you
slams.
hit the canvas, you know everybody's watching you pick yourself back up. Now, although we don't care, at the same time, it's that level of, you know, you've got to get through. Wow, I've just been put on the floor. Even though he's doing a very good job in the fight, Pandam is still finding ways to put his opponent down, which I think is just the absolute beauty of this sport.
So here we are coming into round number 5.
Any predictions for this round, Joe? Final round.
Well, I'm expecting that Sinati will probably be sitting on the back foot, probably protecting his points. Pandam will be marching forward, just looking to do whatever he can to get the judges' approval for this.
Round number 5 underway. Sinati in the red, Pandam in the blue, and Pandam starts off very strong with several kicks, but Sinati using that face card. Referee very much involved there to control these 2 fighters as we are now in the center of the ring. Sinati dancing on the back foot as Pandam is trying to close the distance, possibly trying to set up a clinch or another slam
Stiff jabs there from Sinati, rocking Pandam's head back.
And a nice right hand by Pandam as he attempts it again, but he is not attempting it with anything other than just throwing it and aiming for the hills.
Pandam needs to do something more than just walk forward. He's got to skip in, close that distance down. Don't let Sinati walk away from him. Beautiful kick there from Sinati. Protecting the points, that is the game.
Sinati doing a very good job to stay calm under the pressure as well. You do not fight fire with fire, and Sinati is definitely the water to Pandam's fire because he is constantly stepping away and not allowing anything. As we say that, he marches forward with a teep and a right hand to the body, but again, does not engage. Like you said, Jay, it looks like he's protecting his points, and both fighters are starting to move around the ring.
And it looks like Sinati is pretty confident in his ability today. He thinks he's got it.
I'd like to see Pandam just go for it now. Just see what he can do. But like you said, Sinati is confident. Sinati feels he's won this fight. But again, maybe Pandam is just like, do not, here's an elbow. Maybe he'll charge at him. I don't know, but I don't think that's going to happen. As we see both fighters now just dancing around. And that is the end of the first fight. I've got that obviously for Sinati, but what about you guys at home? Those of you watching, what did you think to that fight? A beautiful fight. We are going to go to the official score in just a moment's time. Thank you everyone for joining us here at SKS Empire sponsored event in Omnoi. And of course, Sinati takes the victory, the red corner.
Sinati walking home the victor today for our first bout of the afternoon at 114 pounds. Sinati will be walking home very happy, especially since it's his first time in the 112 pound, it says there, 112 pound division. So very good debut in the division from Sinati. Fantastic work. So our next bout, our second bout is Lukchang Krapaulinki taking on Sidichai Saw Dechapan. Of course, Lukchang from Royet over in the northeastern area of Thailand with over 80 fights. He's described as a Muay Thai fighter. And now this is a rematch against Sidichai Saw Dechapan, who comes from the south in Trung province. Now Sidichai is a very stylish fighter, you know, a bit of a Fimmer fighter with a pretty high Q for such a young age at 19. You know, Sidichai recently fought but lost on one championship, so he'll be looking to redeem himself against Lukchang. So I actually trained with Sidichai over at Saw Dechapan. For a guy of such a young age at 19, I'll tell you what, he's got one of the highest ring IQs I've seen for such a young guy, and you know, a real presence in the Muay Thai scene at the moment. And of course, Lukchang, very experienced with over 80 fights.
Only 21 years old and had that many fights. I mean, I love the way that you're describing Sidichai as well. I mean, ring IQ is just one of those things where it's very hard to teach. It's one of those things that some people just seem to have naturally. Of course, you've got to have good coaches, you've got to have good training partners, but you've got to be an absolute student of the sport. So I'm very excited to see this very soon.
สนับสนุนโดยค่ายมวยนกเขากม11โดยคุณชัยพยัคฆ์หอมกลิ่น
So right now, both of the fighters are just finishing up their Y crew, just sealing off the ring, ready for their battle.
I'm excited for this one, Jimmy. Will it be revenge or repeat? Will it be repeat for Lukchang, or will it be Sidichai's chance to redeem himself against Lukchang again?
We will see very soon. Both fighters embrace one another. Good sportsmanship before both of these fighters go to war and have a real battle. We are scheduled for 5 rounds. Will it last 5? Who do you think's going to win? Let us know in the comments below. Of course, in the red corner we have Lukchan, and in the blue corner, City Chai.
And there you can see in City Chai's corner, Chet Dechapan, the owner of Saw Dechapan Gym, who's a policeman here in Thailand. A fantastic ambassador of the sport of Muay Thai, doing a lot for the art of 8 limbs, promoting it at different levels, taking in fighters from the south.
And that is the bell, Joe. We are about to get stuck in for the second fight of the evening. Thank you, everyone who has joined us so far on the SKS Empire.
And Kiatpetch Promotion.
Round 1 underway. In the red and black shorts we have Lukchang, and in the blue and silver we have City Chai. Round 1 underway. And we see City Chai just slightly bombing and weaving, trying to find an opening. Like we said, the first round is just getting your reads on your opponent, trying to find openings, trying to get some information which you can implement in the later rounds. Both fighters in the center of the ring as we speak.
City Chai in the southpaw stance, and oh no, sorry, my mistake. Lukchang in the southpaw stance and City Chai in the orthodox.
And a nice high kick already by Lukchang. No telegraphing with that one, just straight up throwing it. And City Chai returns of his own as both fighters smile at one another. Great athleticism shown by both of these fighters already. Not telegraphing anything, not showing any reads, and just throwing that high kick up there.
City Chai just lifting the leg up to throw out that teep, measure what Lukchang's got.
Also drawing your opponent's eyes away as well. If they're looking down, that's when you can set something up upstairs. So like we said, there's not a lot going on in terms of action and things being thrown, but there's a lot going on behind the surface, as we like to say. They're reading each other. They're both doing slight movements, just trying to see what their opponent's going to do next, and it helps them set up as both fighters engage in a clinch as we speak, and the referee breaks them up.
You could see City Chai's trainer in the corner there, Ajahn Chart, telling him to wrench on the neck within the clinch, use that D-lock to his advantage.
And already what you said, Joe, how City Chai looks very calm. He looks like he's thinking about everything that's going on there as he throws a nice right kick to the thigh of Lukchan, just on the inside of the thigh.
Lukchang just peeping that jab out, just trying to measure the distance, gauge it for that beautiful southpaw left kick to the thigh.
And
good defense there by Lukchang.
It's been a very nice round so far by both these fighters, especially when you have a southpaw against an orthodox. Remember, they're both fighting for the lead leg. And a nice right kick to the body landed by City Chai, and Lukchang fires one back of his own as they both touch their gloves.
Lukchang acknowledges it and just smiles it off. Good sportsmanship there by both gentlemen.
And that is end of round number 1. So as we were saying, we've got a classic orthodox against a southpaw. Notice what both fighters will be doing. They want to fight for the lead leg of their opponent, and they want to get their lead leg on the outside so they can deliver a big kick or a big backhand as well. That's how you get your power shots off when it's a southpaw against an orthodox. Ladies and gentlemen, we are scheduled for 4 fights total. We've already had 1. We're into the second. Thank you for joining us for Lukchang against City Chai.
And of course, you can watch the Kiatpetch SKS Empire show on the SKS Empire YouTube channel or on the SKS Facebook page, being streamed live. If you're in Thailand and you want to watch the Thai commentary, tune into Channel 5 every Saturday here at Omnoi Stadium.
Or you could listen to them both. Have one earphone in your left ear and the other in the right, and listen to Thai and English. A direct translation almost.
If you want to improve your bilingualism, then that's the way to go.
Or you could say bilingual.
I could say that,
but I will.
So here we are looking at our main event, George Puck Break Compact versus Ratchat TN Muay Thai in the 121-pound division. So I'm excited for our main event today. A classic walk forward fighter, a Muay Dern fighter, taking against a Fimmer technician. So let's go back over to a center ring. City Chai saw Dechapan in the blue, taking on Lukchang, Krapalinki, Omnoi.
All right, let's see what information they downloaded. What has their corner said to them? How will they change? Round number 2 underway in the red and black. Of course, we have Lukchang takes on City Chai in the blue and silver shorts. Lukchang already starting off with leg kicks. City Chai lands a beautiful right hand downstairs and then a kick to follow.
You can see Lukchang just smiles it off, fighting for position inside the clinch there. Beautiful stabbing knee there, mitigating any forward pressure from Lukchang.
Some cheeky elbows on the inside as well by Lukchang as well. Some very nice moves. City Chai now flicking that jab out and he gets teeped by Lukchang. Nice
Beautiful
right kick to the body.
Kick to teep there from City Chai. Very sneaky and cerebral at the same time.
Nice teep as well, just knocking Lukchang off balance slightly. As he steps in, City Chai lands a jab, but Lukchang fires one of his own, and both fighters, every time they connect with one another, they smile. It's some good sportsmanship. Both fighters in the center of the ring as Lukchang fires a teep.
You could see City Chai just trying to edge forward, throw a little bit more aggression into this second round.
Nice jab by City Chai over the top. He's found his range, but Lukchang steps across and attempts a left kick to the head, but City Chai read into it perfectly as he evades damage as well. Excellent ring IQ by both of these fighters so far.
Lukchang looking to keep City Chai guessing, sitting on the back foot, but then exploding in with those southpaw kicks. Beautiful tactic there by Lukchang. Oh, and a beautiful right kick there from City Chai. Of course, Lukchang ending it on that last exchange.
Nice right hand upstairs as well as both fighters get involved in the clinch.
City Chai locking the arm of Lukchang, however, employing that knee across the waist from Lukchang.
Both fighters now in the center of the ring. City Chai looks focused. Lukchang keeps bringing up that right leg and throws a left kick to the body. A very nice switch by Lukchang. Feints with the right and goes to the body with the left. And another left upstairs as City Chai fires back of his own, and both fighters scrambling with punches and kicks.
Nice knee guard there from Lukchang. City Chai edging forward. Beautiful body shot there, but replied back from Lukchang with that lead kick.
Something we do not see is the level change in the right hand to the body very often in Muay Thai. So very nicely done by the blue corner as well. As both fighters now get into the clinch, as we see a knee guard implemented very quickly by City Chai. That is the end of the round. We're going to go into more very soon. Lukchang taking on City Chai in the current fight that you are watching. A very nice round, and as we saw in that second round, both fighters got a little bit more lively. City Chai setting up some of those shots, implementing his range well. Lukchang very aggressive with those body kicks, but the one thing I noticed was City Chai kept dipping down, level changing and throwing that right hand to the body of Lukchang. I'm curious, is he trying to set something up for a later round? Because I rarely see that shot land in Muay Thai.
Sometimes, Jimmy, it's when fighters can smell a bit of weakness to the body. So what they'll do is they'll try and capitalize on the body punches. So he might have got a bit of a talking to from his cornerman there in the corner during the end of the first round. Go for the body, go for the body. They might know something that we don't.
That's what I like to hear always. I love a good body puncher. I love it when you see someone just attacking the body, because in Western boxing, you can attack the body with less of a worry, but in Muay Thai, you can eat a knee as you walk towards and go for that body shot. So the fact he's going for it, to me, is just exactly what you've been saying early on, is the ring IQ of this young man is fantastic. But then again, let's not take anything away from his opponent. We're going to see some action replays here, Joe.
So, ooh, look at that left hook as Luk Chung tries to employ a forward walk. Beautiful 1-2 straight down the pipe, and Luk Chung acknowledging it with that eyebrow raise. Oh, catching the leg reply with the left elbow. So here we are for round 3 of our second bout this afternoon.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Luk Chang in the red corner takes on City Chai in the blue corner. Both fighters already in the clinch, exchanging elbows as they break already. And a nice head kick landed by Luk Chang early on, and a body kick by Luk Chang as City Chai replies. And Luk Chang throws City Chai to the floor.
And you could actually see, Jimmy, that Luk Chang's not kicking to the body. He's trying to kick on the top of the guard. Take the punching power out of City Chai. I think he knows that City Chai packs a punch. So he's going straight for those arms with those kicks.
And a nice jab upstairs by City Chai just knocks the head back of Luk Chang as well. Luk Chang doing a good job of landing some very powerful kicks. Like you said, almost landing him to the arms of his opponent as City Chai tries to time Luk Chang as he walks in with headshots.
Luk Chang employing that teep to try and march forward.
Very nicely done by City Chai as well to sit on that back foot comfortably, but City Chai lands some nice shots upstairs, very heavy with his hands, and he's timing Luk Chang's kicks every time and lands a big punch upstairs.
And I think City Chai wants this. He wants his revenge from their last meeting a couple of years ago. He really wants to get revenge against Luk Chang, pushing him through the ropes there, showing dominance in the clinch, taking the back. Now that doesn't score in Muay Thai, but it's kind of a secondary criteria, showing dominance over your opponent by taking the back.
And some beautiful hands by City Chai with combinations for the nation. City Chai goes downstairs and upstairs, whipping hooks, but Luk Chang returns with kicks of his own. But again, City Chai fires a right hand. Every time Luk Chang loads up a kick, City Chai lands a combination with hands. It's been a beautiful display of boxing by both of these fighters so far as they both get into the clinch on the ropes.
You can see City Chai putting that palm over to disrupt the breathing of Luk Chung. Luk Chung continuing on the back foot where he's comfortable. You know, that classic southpaw draw them in for the kick, load it up, bring it into the midsection.
City Chai now just closing the distance as well, constantly pushing his opponent on the back foot. I think he smells some type of weakness.
And a
nice left hook upstairs lands on the chin of Luk Chang, but Luk Chang lands a body kick of his own.
Employing that offensive teep as well, not just using it defensively, but offensively, stabbing those knees in from City Chai. Back in the center ring they are.
What a fantastic round. As we said it, he lands that almost textbook right hand downstairs that he's landed so well throughout this fight. But another fantastic round by both of these fighters. A beautiful display of Muay Thai indeed. Let's see some action replay here. And as that was a big swing and a miss of a kick that we just saw, we'll go to some action replays soon. But ladies and gentlemen, we are in the second fight of this afternoon. We are scheduled for 4 in total, so we've got 2 more coming up after this one.
And it looks like Luk Chung is going to rely on that back foot southpaw draw City Chai in so he can load up the left kick there. But City Chai not having it, just marching forward. Really wants the revenge on this one.
Yeah, usually when you go up against a southpaw as well, one of the best punches you can land is that right rear uppercut. And the one thing you can do is you aim for the chest, and it usually ends up either on the chin or the solar plex. Because when you throw it on the chin, you're expecting your opponent almost to rotate because you're hitting a moving target. So that rear uppercut is a beautiful punch, but City Chai has almost turned it into a backhand. And I love to see this type of boxing. I think this is absolutely fantastic. Some great entertainment for everybody. And we're going to go into the next round very soon.
And you can see a very animated Ajahn Chart there in the blue corner. giving some very stern instructions to City Chai.
All right, we're about to get in it. Seconds are being pushed out of the ring. We're going to get into the next rounds, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're ready for this one. I'm expecting some fireworks. And that is round number 4. City Chai in the blue takes on Luk Chang in the red corner. And already fighters in the clinch.
Straight into the clinch into round 4. Stabbing knees there from City Chai. Back into it we are.
Nice left kick upstairs by Luk Chang as both fighters get into the clinch, almost into a classic headlock.
Beautiful employment of pushing the head down, trying to break the frame of Luk Chang.
And a combination for the nation by City Chai as we say it. Luk Chang's ching in this fight has been fantastic so far.
And I think Luk Chang's starting to wear, because as soon as he gets into that clinch, he's applying the body lock. Normally that's a sign of fatigue. Oh! Big jumping knee. The classic sword de Japan technique. Fly up. Try and knock him out with that flying knee.
City Chai is now just putting the heat on Luk Chang. Luk Chang looking for some way out of this, because City Chai is landing to the body, to the head. And a beautiful clinch by Luk Chang as well.
And a bit of a classic veteran move there by Luk Chang, trying to run down the clock. He doesn't know what's hitting him.
Every angle City Chai is coming alive. But Luk Chang does a very good job to nullify action and get involved in the clinch as soon as City Chai gets it close.
And you can see him there, as soon as the referee breaks him apart, he tries to move forward, try and lock up City Chai, mitigate any of those heavy hands, the heavy kicks, the stabbing knees. City Chai are looking to get his revenge today.
A nice kick by Luk Chang, but City Chai fires a right hand to the chin. And as you see, Luk Chang is breathing heavy out of his mouth. And City Chai, is he going to close the distance? Is he going to try and finish his opponent?
And a very animated sword de Japan corner telling him to move forward. Continue the relentless pressure. Push him into the pocket as Luk Chang eggs him on. Beautiful attempted sweep there.
Absolute domination. Luk Chang also went into an orthodox stance very, very quickly, trying to just change something up. But City Chai looks like he is destined. He is going for something. Not long to go in this round 4. And a right kick upstairs slaps the chin of Luk Chang.
Moving forward. That is the tail, entering the matrix with that duck there.
He dipped down as low as you could possibly go, as City Chai then gets involved in the clinch again. Luk Chang very intelligently just grabbed his opponent for a clinch, not allowing any extra damage on the inside.
That is the end of round 4. What an explosive round. The constant forward, relentless pressure of City Chai sword de Japan against Luk Chang. Luk Chang on the back foot, trying to mitigate the forward pressure, applying knee blocks after knee block. Fantastic Muay Thai.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, we are scheduled for 4 fights here at Kiatpetch SKS in Omnoi Stadium. Of course, right now we are going to go into the 5th round very soon, where Luk Chang takes on City Chai. Please let us know in the comments below, what do you think to this fight so far?
And of course, you can watch us every Saturday afternoon, 2:30 p.m. Thai time. Watch us on the SKS YouTube live stream, or even on Facebook if you're a social media fiend like myself.
How can they follow you, Joe?
Well, at Instagram, Joe Comerford Muay Thai. And where can they find you, the wonderful Jimmy Bow?
Well, you just say Jimmy Bow, and all you do is type Ginger Jimmy Bow, of course. All right, we're going to go into round number 5. I am curious to what their cornermen have been telling them for this round, because right now, who have you got winning this fight, Joe?
At the moment, I'm going to have to give it to my boy, City Chai. I could be a biased commentator, which I normally am, I like to protect my Sortechapan boys, but City Chai, the forward aggression, I think.
I have no involvement in any of these fighters, and I agree with you on your thing. So City Chai in the blue corner takes on Luk Chang in the red, and I think City Chai is winning this fight as well, but we will see. Luk Chang now marching forward.
And that's normally a telltale sign of desperation in the fifth when you're having to march forward, and it looks like City Chai is applying that classic cerebral strategy of sitting on the back foot, jab, 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 break down the forward rhythm of Luk Chang.
And it looks like both fighters now are just walking around, but as we said that, City Chai threw a double jab and then just ducked and missed the elbow of Luk Chang, just beautifully read into that. Just like you were saying at the start, Joe, it's that ring IQ we were talking about. City Chai demonstrating at just a very young age. He is very much in there. His ring generalship, his ring IQ is absolutely fantastic, and both fighters touching gloves, looking like they're about to engage. So for people at home who are just tuning in, Joe can explain maybe what was happening there. I think both fighters just taking a little bit of time off, get their breath back.
Well, normally the fifth round, if you see this kind of action happening, it's kind of a sign of respect for each other, because, you know, a lot of the stadium style fighters are fighting every 2 weeks, so it's kind of to protect each other from getting too hurt and, you know, leaving it all in there. You know, they all know that they've got to feed some mouths back home, so it's, you know, usually a sign of good sportsmanship. And that is the end of the final and fifth round, as both fighters wire each other.
A beautiful, beautiful fight, and just a great display, because in the first and second round, you know, it was kind of even. Obviously, both fighters doing a very good job, and then it was just the blue corner who just came alive with combinations and just an absolute fantastic display of Muay Thai. And there it is, redemption, as you would like to call it, Joe. A beautiful fight by this young man. I'm excited to see him in the future as well. I mean, that was just a beautiful display of Muay Thai. I'm excited to see him go up in weight and see what he does next.
A fantastic performance there by the young City Chai Sortechapan. So here we are with some of the replays. Big swinging knee there by Luk Chang.
City Chai just sends his opponent back with a teep to the chest. And there was that flying knee that you mentioned is a part of the gym's tradition. Please tell us, Joe.
Well, it's a bit of a trademark technique by the Sortechapan fighters. You know, there's been a fair few knockouts from the flying knees. Of course, the Spanish fighter Xavi Sortechapan knocking out one of his opponents with that classic textbook flying knee. And if you get the chance to go to Sortechapan, they'll try and teach you the flying knee, but I'm a little bit hefty around the midsection to try and attempt it.
I think you can do it, Joe. I'm excited to see you do a development into the flying knee. Anyways, let's talk about this next fight coming up. So in the blue corner, we have Ratchat. He is 20 years of age at a height of 170 centimeters, weighing 121.4 pounds.
So here we are for our main event at 121 pounds. In the red corner, we have George Parbreak Compact. George is from Nakhon Tamarat, described as a walk-forward knee fighter. And this is a rematch, Jimmy. And George, now, a few people might think that he's a foreigner, but he's actually half Thai, half English. And he's looking to get revenge over Ratchat TN Muay Thai in this 5-round bout today. And Ratchat is described as a femur fighter. So for those who don't know, means a technician. So somebody who sort of sits on the back foot and likes to employ sweeps and kicks to their advantage and shut down any forward pressure. So I think he'll be looking to play on the outside today of George's walk forward, trying to engage in the clinch and wear Ratchat down. And Ratchat comes from Uttaradet in the northeast of Thailand. So if you're here in Thailand and looking to travel around, I would actually say go and check out both those provinces, Nakhon Tamarat in the south and Uttaradet in the northeast.
Yeah, I always love a good rematch, Joe. These are the types of fights we get excited for because both fighters already know each other. They've been in there. They know what to expect. They've still got to develop reads on their opponent. They've still got to get their timing down again. But I love a rematch because it's your chance at redemption. It's your chance to do something new with your opponent. If it didn't work in the last fight, are you going to try and use it again? Maybe. Are you going to try something new? Because when you've had that rematch on your mind, you're in the ring, you're in the gym, and you can see your opponent's face on the bag. You can see them in every sparring partner that you have. And when you go to sleep, you're dreaming of your techniques and what you're going to do next. So a rematch are the most exciting fights in my view. When you have a good trilogy, sometimes when fighters fight 4 times, 5 times, these are my favorite types of fights.
ปีที่แล้วครับที่จังหวัดลพบุรีและนักชกทางด้านของมุมแดงครับเคยแพ้มาครับเมื่อ3ปีที่แล้ว
And of course this is our main event for today.
เป็นนักชกลูกครึ่งนะครับจากจังหวัดนครศรีธรรมราชอายุ18ปีครับเสียงปรบมือให้กับ
George
Public Compact
George Parbrake Compact in the red corner there, just as Mr. Pong announced him from Nakhon Tamarat.
George Public Compact George Paranchai George Karabao คนเดียวกัน
Hailing from Paranchai Gym
เคยชนะมาเมื่อ3ปี
on
ที่
the
แล้ว
outskirts of
เป็น
Bangkok.
นักชกวัย23ปีจากจังหวัดอุตรดิตถ์เสียงปรบมือให้กับราชเดช TN มวยไทย
And we have in the blue corner Ratchat TN Muay Thai from Uttaradet, from the northeast of Thailand. And of course, this main event is a rematch over 5 rounds of a classic stadium-style Muay Thai.
Scheduled for 5, but will it go 5, Joe? We'll see very soon as both fighters now enter the Y Crew. Joe, for those of those people watching at home wondering what is the Y Crew, what is the sound that is going through their speakers right now, what can you say about the Y Crew?
Well, the Y Crew Ramway loosely translate as dancing for the teacher or paying respect to the teacher. So in this dance, it comes from elements from the Hindu epic, the Ramakien. So often you will see different styles of dance deriving from each gym. So each gym has their own Y Crew Ramway, and it's about paying respect to your teammates, to your teacher, for all of those people who have put investment into you. So what they're doing right now is just sealing the ring for good luck against any bad spirits. And of course you can see George there wearing the traditional Mongkong and the prajit around the arms. The Mongkol, the traditional headpiece, which is often provided to fighters by the gym and blessed by monks.
Okay, we are about to get started very soon. But yeah, as Joe was mentioning, on their head they have the Mongkol. That can only be removed by the coach after a prayer. Is that right, Joe?
That is correct.
One thing I do like about the Y Crew is every gym, as you mentioned, has their own version of doing it. And also when you have other countries involved in Muay Thai, they almost develop their own style as well. I was part of the IFMA Muay Thai, and you would sometimes see them using a Star Wars theme. They would start using a lightsaber for the, not maybe the most traditional style of the Y Crew, but again, it's that thing which, what works for them and what they want to do. But it's also a good way for them to shake off any nerves, get warmed up as well.
And sometimes you might see more entertaining fighters employ bazookas or grenades. The Japanese fighters sometimes use the katana. It's always interesting to see different fighters at Y Crew Ramways. So as our referee just explained the last minute instructions, they will go to their corners, get the final prayer from their coach.
Any predictions for this fight, Joe? You've read it right correctly. so far. What about this one? Do you want to take a chance on a bit of romance and take a chance on who might win?
Oh, it's always hard. You know, my crystal ball has been pretty clear today. But main event, there's a lot riding on the main events. Can I maybe say I might put it towards George if I was a betting man, which I'm not. I might put it towards George because I love a good knee fighter. I do love knee fighters. Previously in a former life when I was about 40 kilos lighter, I was a knee fighter. I do like Muay femur fighters, so Ratchat, he could tickle my fancy as well, but only time will tell. Let's see what the first round brings us here for our main event today. Okay. George Paranchai taking on Ratchat TN Muay Thai. George in the blue and Ratchat in the blue, and George in the red.
Right.
Mixing up a bit of tongue twisters there, Jimmy.
Absolutely, yeah. Round number 1 is underway, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us for this main event. Both fighters in the center of the ring, and Ratchat goes for a very, very slow kick. And as we've mentioned before, the first round is a chance for them to read their opponent, not give too much away, and also not exert too much energy. This is 5 rounds. It's a marathon, not a sprint in this sense. So both fighters feeling each other out, testing their range. A nice low kick landed by George as well, and a jab upstairs as well. So it looks like George is already finding his range early as Ratchat throws a high kick of his own.
And here we are for another Southpaw versus Orthodox matchup. Ratchat in the Southpaw position, George in the Orthodox position, just edging forward.
Yeah, you will see with these typical Southpaw against Orthodox, the one thing both of these fighters want to do is they want to get their lead leg on the outside of their opponents so they can fire those powerful, either a right kick if you're an Orthodox or the left kick if you're a Southpaw, and the same with the hands. You're trying to step on the outside of their lead leg so you can send that powerful shot down the middle a lot easier. Both fighters in the center of the ring.
And you could see Ratchat, he's moving to his right, which is where he wants to be, so he can offload that beautiful left, powerful Southpaw kick.
Yeah, just slightly edging, as you can see, slightly moving to his right, just trying to set up that big left hook.
Which is interesting to see George circling around into Ratchat's power position.
And as you said that, he hit a big left hand as well. You're right, George walked into that shot. Now, sometimes fighters do this on purpose. It's called a rhythm trick, where you allow your opponent to believe you're walking into their rhythm and then eventually change it up. But we will see very soon. Round number 1, as we spoke about, is usually a little bit more time to take off, try and get your read. But he did walk onto a big left hand very early on. And a big left kick upstairs landed. And a right hand by George, attempted with a right kick as well, but he eats a left hand himself.
George just continuing to edge forward. That is the end of round 1 here at Siam Stadium in Omnoi. So our main event for this afternoon, George Paranchai, or George Puck Break Compact, taking on Ratchat TN Muay Thai in the 121-pound division. So very exciting matchup of a Muay Khao fighter taking on a femur stylist, or a technician as they would be.
What is the best way to describe those styles then, Joe?
Okay,
what is a femur, for example?
Okay, so a femur roughly translate as technique or technical. So a very cerebral fighter who fights on the back foot, employing sweeps and...
Like Sanchai, basically. You describe Sanchai as a femur,
like
right?
Sanchai, or maybe for those oldie goldies, Samit, who was a former boxing champion in the Olympics. A Muay Khao fighter is a walk-forward knee fighter. So people like Pet Bunchu, or from the West, maybe Toby Smith. So they are looking to walk forward, lock on, and drag the neck down. So here we see on our visuals here is our last fight, Killian or Udon versus Samit Jamapon in the 101-pound division. So back to center ring for the second round of our main event for this afternoon. Of course, Ratchat in the blue corner and George Parbreak Compact in the red corner for our second round of our main event this afternoon here at Omnoi.
So we'll see what their cornermen have told them to change up. Round number 2 scheduled for 5. In the red we have George, in the blue we have Ratchat. Both fighters already exchanging. A big left kick upstairs landed by Ratchat, and a right kick attempted by George as Ratchat just sways back, and another kick upstairs by Ratchat.
You know, it's not uncommon for southpaw fighters to be femur fighters. They like to sit on the back foot and draw their opponents in with the left kick. Now into the clinch, just testing each other out at the moment. I think Ratchat is engaging just to see what George is made of. You know, these two have fought before, but maybe it's been a while. I think it has been about 2 years since they have fought. So Ratchat will just be testing to see what George brings inside that clinch. Skipping in with a sneaky little short elbow, but not quite hitting the mark.
Both fighters now in the center of the ring, and as we see Ratchat constantly stepping to his right, trying to get on the outside lead leg of George and throws that big left hand downstairs. Very beautifully done by Ratchat already. And George sending a right kick upstairs, but not much aggression behind it because Ratchat seems a lot more in control right now.
I'd like to see George rush in with a bit more urgency to lock up there, not just move in with the same pace. It's becoming a bit more readable for the blue corner.
That's right, George looks very lethargic in there. He needs to come alive because Ratchat is having an absolute field day with his range and his target practice. But a nice right kick landed by George as we mentioned that.
You can see George just measuring that distance, but he's also trying to employ the kick as well to measure the distance.
Slightly off of his range, he's just missing by inches at the moment, and eventually that'll become millimeters, but hopefully not too late. Beautifully done, Ratchat dancing around with a jab, constantly moving to his right, setting up that big left kick as we spoke about, a very classic southpaw move against an orthodox.
About 30 seconds to go here in the second round, Jimmy.
And there's a nice left hand downstairs. He feints with the jab and lands a left hand down the pipe.
Beautiful rear teep. Stiff jab there from Ratchat, breaking up George's rhythm.
And you can see Ratchat keeps flicking that double jab now, and it looks like he's trying to bring the guard up of George, and he might send a big left body kick to his opponent, but very beautifully done by Ratchat so far of just displaying some nice ring generalship.
And if my crystal ball's telling me anything, Jimmy, I think George is going to need to turn up the heat in round 3, because George is looking a little bit out of his element at the moment, eating a lot of those kicks there from Ratchat.
100%. I mean, like we said, the first 2 rounds tend to take time off. They tend to try and get a read on their opponent, but Ratchat, to me, looks like someone who's not taking time off. He's like, I'm going for it now. I'm going to start setting up those kicks, because we've seen time and time again, George has attempted kicks and jabs, but he's just been off the mark of his range. Ratchat, however, the kicks and the punches he's landed are actually landing clean. So I think George needs to do what you've said and just go for it in some of those moments and try and close that distance a little bit earlier on, because we're going into round number 3. We're already halfway through this fight.
However, Jimmy, that being said, you know, it is not uncommon for Muay Thai fighters to wait until the third to turn up the heat. They'll sort of wait for their opponent to run out of energy a bit and then turn up the heat in the third and the fourth to grind them down. Strong knees, strong elbows. And of course, we can see on our visuals our next fight, Samit taking on Killian in the 101-pound division with the sponsor placard. And of course, these fights are brought to you by SKS Empire in collaboration with Kiatpetch Promotions every Saturday afternoon, 2:30 p.m. Thai time. You can watch us on the SKS Empire YouTube or Facebook page. So thank you to all those who are watching at home.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to get into the third round. What do you think so far of this main event? Please let us know. In the red and black we have George, and in the blue we have Ratchat. Both fighters are turning up. It looks like George is doing exactly as we said. He's going to turn it up in the third round as he throws some nice elbows.
And he's going to look to grab onto that neck of Ratchat and grind him down with stabbing knees.
He took 2 rounds off. Is he going to come alive in this third round? We will see.
But it looks like he's just having trouble with that distance management at this point. And Ratchat's going to push off any time that George looks to clinch up.
Yeah, Ratchat is always stepping to the right as well, taking away George's momentum as well. So every time George reacts to Ratchat's double jab, which isn't actually hitting him, Ratchat is able to set up those big kicks upstairs. And a nice knee guard by Ratchat to nullify George in the clinch as well. But George has definitely come alive here, Joe, but is it enough, and is Ratchat wise to it?
If I were George, I'd be skipping in, trying to break down the distance of Ratchat, not allowing him to kick. He just keeps walking in with the same pace. There you can see he's always applying that D-lock, but Ratchat nullifies it.
I'd like to see George step in with a fake jab, maybe a few more fins, maybe a level change, and then go towards Ratchat. But stop allowing Ratchat to step to your right.
Even employ the offensive teep. Set it up for a walking knee.
He's also involved in a left hook as well. If you walk to your right, Ratchat walks into your left hook for you.
He's got to do something more than this continuous same pace. Ratchat's just reading it.
But maybe Ratchat is just that good. Obviously, when we're watching it, we think we know what to do. But Ratchat is clearly an absolute beast in there as he just fires off from all angles. But George still firing kicks as well.
And there you see George trying to lock on, just not finding the quite right position for it. And there he is walking in at the same pace. Beautiful right kick though. That's what we like to see.
But he eats a left hand as he walks in, and he charges forward as Ratchat grabs him round the back of the neck.
But Ratchat just shows his experience in the clinch as well, just finding the dominant position, wrenching on the neck, drawing him in for those kicks.
But will Ratchat tire like we mentioned? Is he going to get tired? Can George keep up this pace? Can Ratchat keep up this pace? We will see very soon. It's been a very exciting round so far, but I think Ratchat has just come out on top at this moment in time.
Well, it's only the third, it's only early days. George looking to walk forward.
A right kick to the body by George as well, where he attempts a right head kick as well.
Trying to engage into the clinch now, fighting for position. That is the end of the third round. What absolute fireworks from Ratchat in the blue corner, sitting on that back foot, waiting and waiting for George to walk forward.
I think Ratchat has just done a very good job. Very early on in this fight, he kept stepping to his right, very small, methodical steps. And then as the fight picked up, Ratchat made larger leaps with that right foot and then set up those big kicks upstairs. So Ratchat, to me, has been setting these traps from the first round, and it is working because George is now just walking towards him. He's not really doing anything different. He was a little bit more aggressive in that round, but is he doing anything different? Is he doing enough, Joe? I'm not sure. If you're in George's corner right now, what are you saying?
I'd be telling him to skip in, or at least walk at a different pace, push forward more, break down that distance of Ratchat's left kick. He can't just keep walking at this same pace.
I agree with you, Joe. I would like to see George just realize, but also it's important for George's corner to tell him this too, because sometimes when you're in a fight, you always think you're winning. You always think, well, if I've landed enough shots, I am winning, and especially if you're not taking much damage. So George might think he's still doing well here, and although he's still in this and he's demonstrating great Muay Thai, I just think his opponent is just reading him just a little bit better. But we will see. We are going into the 4th round, scheduled for 5. In the red corner, we have George takes on his opponent in the blue and silver shorts.
And here we could see that classic Muay cow walk forward, Muay Dern style, trying to lock on, set it up with punches, loop the knees around, trying to grab onto that neck and wrench it down and break the posture of Ratchat. But Ratchat just nullifying it with those beautiful knee blocks across the waist.
But very nicely done there with George, sending some nice knees to the solar plexus. George again doing what he did in the last round, very active in the first half of the round, and then Ratchat almost allows it and then starts coming alive in the later half of the round.
But still, George doing a good job of trying to set it up with the kicks, not just walking in and trying to open up the arms and grab around, setting it up with kicks at least.
George is doing a little bit more now. He's firing some nice kicks. He's getting involved in the clinch as much as he can, which I think is the right move, but I also think Ratchat is very smart in the clinch as well. I think Ratchat just nullifies the action and doesn't allow George to come off with anything.
No, at this point, you know, Ratchat is just looking to protect his points, not allow George to gain any possibility of getting that hand around the neck and wrench him down and break his posture.
Nice left kick landed by Ratchat. And Ratchat, like you said, looks like he's protecting his points. He's now on that back foot, just dancing around, controlling the range, controlling the movement. Every time George gets up close, Ratchat just wraps his arm around him.
So we've got about a minute to go in this 4th round here. And it looks like George is starting to get desperate now because he's running. He's trying to sprint towards Ratchat, close down the distance, put him in the pocket, grab onto him. And you can see there, a pretty classic veteran move there from Ratchat, trying to run down the clock, just pushing forward against the referee.
Yeah, that is a good move as well. Always trying to hold on as long as you possibly can and not moving until the ref physically breaks you up. And then he'll move around the referee to get a bit of movement, as you see there. A very good veteran move by Ratchat, very intelligent fighter. But I appreciate what George is doing. George has not once given up. He's still trying to find a way to win this fight. He's still trying to find routes to victory. But at this stage, I think it's very rare that George does anything here. End of round number 4. We are scheduled for 5, ladies and gentlemen. We are going into the 5th round very soon. But right now, I think the blue corner is up. What about you, Joe?
I would agree with that, Jimmy. I think we have seen a very, very good textbook display of Fimmer fighting, sitting on the back foot, nullifying any forward attacks there from the red corner.
Yeah, some beautiful ring IQ as well from the southpaw, just really showing that a dominant southpaw can really reap havoc on any fighter. The best southpaws tend to just be the best fighters in the world.
So here in the commentary box, I'm just rubbing my crystal ball and seeing what it's going to tell me. Abracadabra. What are you telling me, crystal ball? I think in this 5th and final round, we are going to see George walk forward, race in a style of desperation, looking to wear Ratchat down, and Ratchat will sit on that back foot just as we saw in the 4th round and protect his points. Anytime that George will try and get inside that clinch,
we'll see some action replays here.
Ratchat will try and nullify it with some knee blocks and run down that clock.
For those wondering, Joe does actually have a crystal ball in this arena, and that was the nice clinch work by George. But again, just Ratchat just very intelligently doesn't allow his opponent really to get anything off. He fires nice body kicks. And George walks towards his opponent and nearly eats a flying knee from Ratchat.
And for those looking for their own crystal ball, you can actually buy it at your local 20 baht store.
Wow, that crystal ball does look great, Joe. And let's see if it works. We're going into round number 5 just in a moment's time for this main event. Please let us know in your comments, how do you think this fight is going? Are you enjoying it? Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Round number 5, the final round. In the red corner we have George. In the blue corner we have Ratchat.
Ratchat sitting on that back foot and George on the forward hunt, looking to engage in that clinch, wrench the neck down. But Ratchat doing a good job of just breaking that distance, pushing his hips against George's and locking on.
George still walking towards him, but actually landing some nice hands upstairs, but I just don't think it'll be enough. Unless he can get a Hail Mary shot and somehow knock Ratchat down, I just don't see how he wins this. Ratchat has demonstrated he knows how to deal with a charging bull. He's got the red cloth as he eats a red hand from George. But Ratchat knows how to control a charging fighter, I think.
The technician from the northeast has done it again.
Nice right hand downstairs by George as well, but George demonstrating some beautiful boxing skills here as he throws a left and a right and he gets in the clinch and throws some knees. You have to appreciate what George is doing. He is not giving up. He's giving it everything he got, and he is closing the distance, not with footwork, just by sprinting. And George throwing a right hand downstairs, a left hand upstairs. Ratchat trying to protect himself and grabs onto his opponent and dumps George to the ground.
And that's a very, very classic run down the clock move there. Going again for the waist grab, takes the back. Very dominant show.
I love seeing this. I think George is just not having any of it. He's like, I'm still going for it. You've got to appreciate the heart of George to just keep going forward, because Ratchat is showing everyone, look, I think I've won this one. You need to give up, George. But George isn't stopping here. He eats a jab by Ratchat, and both fighters look like they're going to start dancing around the ring. As we've already mentioned before, Joe can just quickly explain what we're seeing.
So normally, ladies and gentlemen, this is a sign of respect for each other's fight careers. They don't want to take each other out too hard because they know they might have a fight in a week or 2 weeks. But George looks like he really wants this. He looks like he wants to take out Ratchat. Ratchat just applying that body lock again, run down the clock. And that is the end of the 5th and final round for our main event today.
Very exciting fight and a beautiful display of Muay Thai, of course, by Ratchat.
So here at Omnoi Stadium, or Siam Boxing Stadium, as it is known here in Omnoi, that was our main event. And that goes to Ratchat in the blue corner, our winner for today's main event here at the SKS Empire show in collaboration with Kiatpetch Promotions every Saturday, 2:30 p.m. here at Omnoi Stadium. You can watch us on the SKS Empire Facebook page or YouTube. So let's have a look at some of the replays. Some beautiful technical display of back foot fighting from Ratchat in the blue corner, and forward Muay Khao knee and clinch action from George from the south of Thailand. Beautiful, beautiful Muay Thai here at Omnoi Stadium, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you tune in every Saturday, 2:30, SKS Empire Facebook page or YouTube channel. Jump on it. If you're not here, well, if you're not there, you're square. That's my opinion anyway. I love Muay Thai. What about you, Jimmy?
I absolutely love any combat sport, especially Muay Thai. When you're here in Thailand, the main sport is Muay Thai, and we are in the heart of it right now at the classic Omnoi Stadium in Samit, Sakon. Don't go anywhere, folks. We have got one more fight
กลับ
scheduled.
มาอยู่
Let's
ตรง
go
นี้
to
ครับ
our
คุณผู้ช
ring
มครับ
announcer.
เมื่อสักครู่นะครับทางด้านของราชเดชทีเอ็นมวยไทยเป็นฝ่ายชนะจอร์ดภาพเหล็กคอมเพล็กซ์หรือว่าจอร์ดคาราบาวหรือว่าจอร์ดพรัญชัยไปด้วยคะแนน 49 ต่อ 47 จากการให้คะแนนของกรรมการทั้ง 3 ท่านครับวันนี้ครบถ้วนกระบวนความนะครับเดี๋ยวสรุปผลการแข่งขันกันอีกครั้งหนึ่งครับสายนาทีวรวุฒิรุ่งโรจน์ครับเป็นฝ่ายเอาชนะคะแนนปานดำสวนน้ำทานคีรี และคู่ที่2ครับลูกช้างกระเป๋าลิงกี้หรือว่าลูกช้างเพชรสมนึกก็แพ้สิทธิชัยสอเดชพันธ์ครับสิทธิชัยสอเดชพันธ์ก็แก้มือล้างตาลูกช้างได้สำเร็จและเมื่อสักครู่ครับจอร์ดเป็นฝ่ายแพ้ราชเดชอีกครั้งหนึ่งนะครับในรอบ3ปีหลังจากที่ก่อนหน้านี้3ปีที่แล้วที่เคยแพ้มานะครับและก็คู่ต่อไปครับคีเลียนออุดรจะเจอกับสามิตรจำป่าบอนสามารถรับชมการถ่ายทอดสดได้ทาง YouTube ของมวยไทยเกียรติเพชรสำหรับวันพรุ่งนี้นะครับไปเจอกันที่สนามมวยเวทีราชดำเนินครับศึกท่อน้ำไทยเกียรติเพชร TKO ครับเปิดหัวด้วยเพชรอดิศักดิ์อลิสาครุบเจอกับเพชรดำ PU ผ้าใบเพลิงพับเล็กคอมเพล็กซ์หรือว่าเพลิงพลันชัยครับจะพบกับหยกมังกรโชติบางแสนและก็รองคู่เอกของรายการครับทีเดชหรือว่าเจ้าอำนาจเดชสิทธินายกโมดคนเดียวกันครับเปลี่ยนชื่อเป็นทีเดชช้างนครศรีจะพบกับเพชรตาปี PU ผ้าใบและคู่เอกของรายการในวันพรุ่งนี้นะครับทางททบ 5 ถ่ายทอดสดนะครับตั้งแต่เวลา 18 นาฬิกาเป็นต้นไปนะครับเป็นการพบกันระหว่างเพชรกล้าอินไฟสไตล์จะเจอกับมหาสมุทรรองแปะสำนักบกชลบุรีหรือว่ามหาสมุทรแปะมินบุรีคนเดียวกันครับสำหรับในวันเสาร์หน้าครับคุณผู้ชมครับติดตามรับชมได้นะครับทางททบ 5 เหมือนเดิมครับคู่เอกของรายการเป็นการพบกันระหว่างวุฒิกรสวนน้ำทานคีรีจะพบกับเพชรสังวานสอสมานกาเมนและนอกจากนั้นนะครับยังมาดูแก้วนาคาอบจนครพนมพบกับซูเปอร์ไบรท์ปอพิคเนตและเปิดหัวเพชรพิชิตชัยนายกเอท่าสาราเจอกับดำเดือดตีเจริญเมืองและคู่ที่4นะครับในวันเสาร์หน้าปีใหม่ปอกอบเกื้อจะพบกับอันฟี่สอเดชพันธ์ครับนี่คือทั้งหมดของรายการของเราในวันเสาร์นี้ครับศึกมวยไทยเกียรติเพชร SKSต้องขอบพระคุณครับ SKS Empire ผู้ผลิตและจำหน่ายอุปกรณ์มวยระดับโลกขอบคุณยาบำรุงร่างกายเกล็กคูครับมีจำหน่ายตามร้านขายยาเซเว่นทั่วประเทศแล้วก็ร้านเพียวในบิ๊กซีทุกสาขาขอบคุณพับเบรกคอมแพคเบรกคุณภาพยอดขายอันดับหนึ่งครับวันนี้ขอบพระคุณทุกการติดตามนะครับวันเสาร์หน้าตั้งแต่เวลา 14:30 นาทีเจอกับมิสเตอร์ป๋องพร้อมทีมงานได้ใหม่ครับวันนี้สวัสดีครับ
So thank you, Mr. Pong. There in center ring, there is some of our replays from our first fight there. Beautiful Muay Thai.
We see that very exciting first fight.
Sinati taking on Pandam. Sinati walking away the victor on that one.
He nearly destroyed him with leg kicks and nearly put him away as well with the leg kicks. Pandam hung in there, never once quit. It was a beautiful fight.
Fantastic aggression versus aggression there. Pandam tried to make a comeback, but just Sinati too slick. There's City Chai taking on Lukchung there. City Chai, very, very cerebral, established fighter on the stadium scene. Fantastic to watch him. Hailing from Dechapan Gym there in the centre of Bangkok over in the Ratchat Pisek area. Fantastic fight that one. Lukchung, the stylish southpaw in the red. However, City Chai just proving too much, too cerebral for him today. Thank you to Kiatpetch and SKS Empire for putting on this fantastic show today. And every Saturday you can watch us on the SKS Empire YouTube channel.
And Facebook. Okay, we are getting into the final fight of the afternoon. The tail of the tape, you will see the young age, 12 years old, a height of 166 centimeters, very tall for his age, a weight of 101 pounds, 0.6. That is the blue corner, Samit. And in the red corner
is a Killian or Udon at 101 pounds, 16 years of age at 158 centimeters. So, Killian, hailing from Nakhon Si Thammarat, is a clincher and tries to overwhelm his opponent with knees and strong elbow attacks. And Samit, only 12 from Songkhla, but trains in Patalung province in the south. He's looking to make a statement today with a strong kicking style. Even though he is only 12 years of age, he has over 30 fights.
That is incredible. I mean, 12 years of age. He will be in high school, Matium 1, possibly Matium 2. Imagine being that teacher when he hands his homework in late. Would you want to confront him? Nah.
I would not be putting Samit on detention, that's for sure.
That's right. But of course, his opponent only 16 years of age, so still high school student ages, putting on a display of Muay Thai very soon. But right now, we are seeing the Y crew. As we mentioned, the Y crew is just a chance for them to say thank you for their teachers, their sparring partners, but also ask for protection inside that ring. And it also gives them a chance to warm up, stay limber, and get ready for the battle that they're about to put on.
Loosen up for the 5 rounds of the Art of 8 Limbs. Of course, Muay Thai, one of the most beautiful sports in the world, if not the most beautiful sport in the world, in my opinion. So I, Joe Comerford, am joined here today with
Mr. Ginger, Jimmy Bow, of course. Well, if you see me in the street, you can call me Jimmy. If you call me Ginger, it's a different situation. Unless you're a Muay Thai fighter, you can call me.
And for those who can't understand his accent, he's saying ginger, which means red hair.
And as the Aussies call me, oranga.
That
I do
is
look like an orangutan, I'll give you that one.
a vegan orangutan on the same diet. So here we are for our final match of the afternoon. I'm excited for this one. Young and up-and-coming talent. It's always good to see that promoters giving young fighters a chance to display their athleticism here on the bigger stadiums.
Absolutely, especially for these young athletes as well. It gives you hope. It makes you see that there are ways and there are routes to becoming a professional fighter at a young age. Gets them in the gym, gets them off the streets, gets them focused on something. Round number 1 underway, as we already see Samit in the blue and Killian in the red.
Killian really trying to make a statement of setting it up with those first 2 punches.
He almost went to touch gloves and just sent a right hand down the middle. All right, round number 1 underway already. Both fighters in the center of the ring. And as we saw then, Killian just stepped to the left as we've got a classic orthodox against a southpaw. Both fighters should be battling for that lead leg, trying to get on the outside of their opponent's lead leg to maybe set up a kick of their own or a big backhand as well.
Bit of a common theme here today, southpaw versus orthodox matchups.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of them. It's a more complex chess match as well when you're dealing with somebody on a different angle. Usually when you do pad work, the pad work is always orthodox, so it's very hard to kind of get used to fighting a southpaw. The only way you can do it is just by sparring southpaws. It's the only way you can get better at it. Okay, round number 1, very casual so far. Killian doing a good job of sending right kicks to the body, and Samit fires one of his own as well. A teep attempted by Samit.
Killian putting that hand out on the back foot, not allowing Samit to gauge the distance there.
Both fighters trying to find range, trying to get a read on one another, trying to see who flinches first, and both fighters get involved in a clinch. But again, they realize this is 5 rounds, no reason to give up too much energy in the first round. And a big left kick attempted by Samit lands upstairs.
So about a minute to go here in center ring. First round for our last bout of the day. Killian taking on Samit.
Samit attempting that jab there. Again, trying to find his range. This is very common in the first round. You're just trying to find out where your opponent is. You're tapping them to set up a big, powerful shot. As we said, Samit lands a nice teep as well. And a teep to the chest. A very nice move by Samit, knocking your opponent off balance, hitting the chest. really disorientates your opponent as well. A very nice move already by Samit.
And as I said before, he's trying to make a statement with a strong kicking style. He's using that teep offensively, not defensively. You know, that's something rare in Muay Thai, is actually using a teep as an attack. Normally, you use it as a defense mechanism from the fighter, your opponent coming forward. You push it out there to keep the distance, but Samit's actually using it offensively, trying to take out the gas tank of Killian.
Almost like a jab in a sense, trying to find the range of just seeing where he is. And that is end of round number 1. We are scheduled for 5 rounds. Please don't go anywhere. Thank you everyone who has joined us so far for the SKS Empire, brought to you by Kiatpetch. Okay, both fighters in the ring right now, just getting some instructions from their corner. A very interesting first round by both of these fighters. Like we said, it is an orthodox against a southpaw, so it will be a battle of the lead legs. Very nicely done by both of these fighters. I think in the second and third round, we're going to see a little bit more lively action, Joe.
That's what I think, if my crystal ball's telling me anything.
It's been a very good crystal ball so far, Joe.
Oh, it does me wonders, Jimmy. You could pick yourself up one for 30 baht from your local 20 baht shop too, mate.
I love that deal. You go in to spend 20, you spend 30 instead. Joe, you should start selling them on your Instagram. Joe's crystal balls.
Here we are for the second round of our last bout of the afternoon. Killian or Udoron taking on Samit Jampabon.
Okay, both fighters now just getting the final preparation from the referee. Round number 2 has begun, and we see already a fast start from these fighters. Of course, in the red corner we have Killian, and in the blue corner we have Samit. Both of these fighters are very young, under the age of 18, demonstrating beautiful Muay Thai already. And some nice aggression by Killian already, trying to just push Samit to the ropes.
And a nice high guard there from Samit.
And he sends Samit to the canvas with a nice knee to the body. Killian just came out of nowhere and just charged his opponent like a bull in a china shop. He is going for it and sending elbows.
And this is what audiences like to see. This is why they like the young fighters, because they leave nothing left. They use all their force there in the ring.
And they're very respectful of one another, but they're still going for it. Killian just firing, but there we see that teep by Samit. And Samit has done a good job not to get too flustered just yet.
But there's that left knee, and follows it up with the right. And an appropriate call there by the referee.
Very nicely done by the referee. There's no reason for him to take any more damage. Again, these are 2 very young fighters. We'll be seeing them again very soon, I'm more than sure. But those knees were absolutely fantastic, very damaging.
And a very good display of Muay Dern, Muay Cow. Walk forward with the step-up knee, follow it up with the right, stabbing it into the solar plexus of Samit. A phenomenal performance there by the young Killian from Nakhon Tamarat.
And as you said, Joe, it's that Nia style of Muay Thai which we're very familiar with. And the thing that we enjoy the most is how well can you dominate a fight with a knee. We're going to see some action replays here, Joe.
So there he is. Beautiful step up left. Follows it up with the right. Bang! Drags him into it. And that is all she wrote, folks.
And that right hand downstairs, just keeping his opponent on the back ropes, waiting to time that knee to the body. And he grabs him in the clinch, as we saw here, Joe. And it was that final right knee that sent his opponent. It was almost like a flash knockdown.
Stabs it in.
And we can see 2 fighters in the ring already. Whether these will be on the live stream, we'll be confirming with you very soon. But you can see these 2 fighters in the center of the ring. I was ready to go, man.
So thank you for joining us here for the SKS Empire and Kiatpetch Promotions. live from Omnoi Stadium every Saturday at 2:30 p.m.
Thank you for joining us, folks. I'll take over there for a second. My name is Jimmy Burr. Thank you for tuning in. I've been joined by the great Joe Comerford Muay Thai.
And of course, you saw 4 action-packed bouts today. Our first one was Sainati Warawat Tangrot versus Pandam Suwan Nam Tankiri at 112 pounds. Sainati walking away the victor. And our bout number 2 was Lukchang Krapau Linki Pet Somnuak versus Sidichai Sur Dechapan. Sidichai Sur Dechapan walking away the victor with his cerebral aggression. And our main event was George Par Break Compact Paranchai taking on Ratchat TN Muay Thai, as Ratchat sat on the back foot with his beautiful southpaw style, drawing George into it with his Muay Cow style, trying to walk forward and smother Ratchat, but Ratchat too cerebral for him and take away the win. And our last bout of that afternoon was at 101 pounds, Killian or Udon taking on Samit Jumpabon. Killian taking away the win in that second round.
I'm trying to get a video of this real quick.